Okay, so a few things. Essentially, what ended up happening was we could not win the game because Ari and Set was too far ahead, and we could not really do anything. And I wanted to help my teammate, who's in mid, and I want to see how that happened. Actually, I haven't seen it, and the matchup should be fairly even. I don't think Ari counters Oriana that hard. They're fairly even at um, trade and wave clear. I mean, Ari has the heal on his passive, but anything other than that, it's really just actually just even. And I wonder what his plan was on this wave. Okay. The problem there was he chose to not push. Why is that a problem? In this matchup, they're all even, right? Yeah, they're all even. Both of them are even at trades and wave clear. And when against an Ari, usually what you want to exploit is his early game. I mean her early game. Her Ari's early game is very fucking bad. His damage is completely very low. Uh, and that's what you want to see is him using his Q on the wave. Uh, the way you approach this would be not conceding the wave. Basically, if you conceded the wave, he already won the lane, right? If you let him push and get prio, he already wins, even at the mid game. If you let him push this wave and let him continue to, and you just let him continue to push this wave, even if you freeze here, you're giving Ari the the survivability. I mean the thing that she is lacking, which is the early game. If you're conceding early game against Ari, you can't do anything because at mid game, if she has this prio, she would roam across the map. Basically, you would not want this because of that, and you want to exploit his early game. Every time he uses Q, you should poke her because that's the only time where he cannot deal damage at all. And this is not what you want against this matchup, conceding the wave. The trades are fine. The trades are fine, but like conceding wave this early is really not good because it's still 2 minutes. Set has no reason to gank in these times, and what you can actually do is slow push the first and second wave. You slow push, you build up the wave, and then at the third wave you shove, and then recall. That's what we call a cheater recall. And it's really OP because once you push the third wave or the fourth wave, you have an item advantage, and once you get back to lane, the wave is pushing to you, and you're basically ungankable. So this is not how you would approach this matchup. I want to fast forward. Yeah, he's just conceding. He's just trading. That's fine against assassins, maybe. No, actually not. I mean, it's fine if you're against like a high gank, like Elise, like junglers like Elise, Jarvan, Lee Sin. It is fine, but when against a set, you don't really need to be that conservative. So this is not how you would regularly approach this matchup. What I want him to do is to use his Q on wave whenever he's positioned this way. I want him to use his Q when he's positioned this way. When he's positioned this way, you could poke and then you could thin the wave. If you could thin the wave, you could easily slow push. Whenever his Q is down, when there's he has less minion left, you could all in and then burst her down. And essentially, if you're pushing against an Ahri, you are you need to position yourself away from your wave, because if you position yourself around here, she will Q and then thin the wave and then get a CS. So you don't want to do that. You want her to use his mana on like minions so that she would not have any she can and will not have the ability to trade onto you. So that's why you need to push. Basically choke her mana out and just let him stay on the lane, because a roaming Ahri is basically a death sentence to your team. And let's push. This is good. He's slow push. You should shove this all in. You should shove it all the way and then back off. Shen is near. Maybe he could look for a gank. I believe this is where he dies, right? Sett just popped the plant. No one notices. It's fine. Yeah. Taunt lands, Q, auto, everything's fine. He has his barrier. Q, and no flash. He should just back off. Mid is very different, because in mid, once you gank, once your jungler ganks, you are 100% expecting the enemy jungler to gank you too. So I don't know why he didn't back off. And he didn't flash. It's fine, that's still not lost. It's fine. Oh, maybe he was charmed. That's why he didn't flash. Okay. So Shen at this point at the game is not really that helpful, because he needs Tiamat or Bami Cinder to clear waves. And then once he's level 6, that's the only way he could come back and like be useful in this game. But that ended up not being the case. This wave is pretty good. It's 25 CS onto 21, 22. Not so bad. So bad. Not that bad. It's not the end. I should freeze this and just build a wave. Once the next wave comes up, he should shove. Should just slow push this and shove, and then back, and then get an item advantage. Shove, 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 and then back. I don't know why he did not back. See, I don't know why he did not back. It was cannon minion. He was fine if he shoved that and then backed off and then get like an item advantage. That would have been cooler. He would have had a better chance on solo killing Ahri, because he's still not level 6. Yeah, the poke is good and all, but Ahri's gonna hit 6 and he's basically unkillable once he hits 6, unless he has low mana. So I don't know why he didn't back off. He should have backed off there and let the wave push into his way, because he will not be stopping Ahri's level 6. There you go. He hits level 6 first. He's gonna be pushing this wave. See what I mean? The reason why he needs to... Now he's at less than 50% mana. It's not looking too good. And he cannot slow push here, because he will have... Ahri has a kill threat. He has a level advantage. minion advantage and mana advantage. So not backing off was the mistake that he's gonna pay in a few minutes. I should have backed off. Now see, if he backed off, he would have had tome, another tome. He would have had like a full mana. It would have been fine. It would have been safe. No kill threats. Now he is at below 50% mana. So I don't really get why he didn't just shove and back. Now he's slowly building up a wave. He needs to push this and then back off. He needs to use all his mana to shove this wave and then back off. And I believe he didn't do that, which he's gonna regret soon. And oh, this is so bad. Two people. I don't know why Shen didn't flash. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he didn't have flash. Alright. So that's what I mean. They don't really want to do this because Ahri's already level 6. He is below 50% and Set's coming. Oh, that's a tough taunt. What the fuck was that? Should just be able to shove this one. Get an item advantage, get the cannon. And no, he didn't do anything. I was gonna pay for it. Oh. Okay. Ooh, that's a big damage. See what I mean? He could not really do anything because Ahri already like reached level 6 and he didn't punish his early game, so it was a tough one. I don't know why he's still in lane. He's gonna regret this. He should be dying here. There you go. There you go. There you go. And I think that's the start of like Ahri's domination, right? Orianna's fucked. This wave's gonna crash and he's not gonna get it. He's 0-2. He's behind CS and experience. So tough, pretty tough, man. She just back there. That would have made like a big like difference if he backed off there. Would have stood a chance. That wouldn't have happened at all. Now he's just gonna shove this, get a plating. What? Okay. Oh, tough. You got a kill. What happened there was my R didn't latch onto him. My R latched onto him when he was in midair, so I didn't get to follow him. I should have waited to use my R. So now we're basically fucked. He used his ulti, and he's behind, like, in terms of itemization, so yeah, he could have prevented this, That's good. That's cool. That's not good. There's the taunt. There's the Q. There's the charm. There's the kill. There you go. recap. Basically, know your matchups. Know what to do. In this case, they're both even, so he should have pushed, and he has cooldown. Oriana has cooldown. Like Oriana has cooldown, little cooldown, smaller cooldowns than Ari's Q. So should have just choke Ari's like mana pool until Ari has no mana. At that point, even if set ganks, nothing will really happen. And he chose to froze here and just poked, which you should have just poked when you had like a minion advantage and once you have thinned the minion. You don't want to poke with like equal amount of like minions. So yeah, that's what. Also, he said his excuse was like, what was that? Yeah, he was blind picking Oriana into the enemy, and he wants to last pick. So I don't really condone that mindset because, guys, if like if that's what your mindset is, and you're on like silver or gold, right? You're basically admitting to yourself that you are at their level, and the only way you can win is that by counter picking what they are picking, essentially. And I don't condone that because silver and gold people doesn't really know what they're doing. If you know the fundamentals on like laning phases and trade patterns, you hardly care about counter picking, right? Although there are situations where you get stomped because the champion that you picked, I mean the champion that your enemy picks, is a hard counter, and that just happens sometimes. But most of the time, you're in control of your lane, and I think that's what I hate about that mindset is that you're basically saying you're just as bad as these players in this elo. I don't like that. That just means that you don't know how to control your wave and you don't know what to do when situations come up. Because oh, what the fuck was that? And don't even and yeah, that's my tip. Just don't like do don't think like that because that will only get you as far and you would not really improve. Because if you only like learn individual matchups, you're just gonna be like every other player in low elo. And once you know the fundamentals, you essentially can like win most lanes you're in, unless bad things happen, right? Like getting camped far more often and other things that maybe you're just having a bad day. I don't know, but yeah, don't learn counter picks. I mean, learn about counter picks, but like don't depend on it too much because you're saying that you're as bad as these players. So I don't really want you guys listening to follow that. Top lane. Let's look at top lane.